Let's talk about survival mode. You know, many of us have been forced in our past to live in survival mode. But there comes a point where survival mode does you more harm than good, actually. Because you're always stressed out, you're always in a rush, you're always worried, you're trying to control everything, you're trying to manage everything. That's survival mode. I'm not saying that survival mode is inherently bad, because in some life situations you may need to go into that mode. However, there comes a point where you are living so long in survival mode that you forgot how to relax, you forgot how to live your life, you forgot how to be present here without being in a rush, being stressed out. You forgot to do this because life made you be in survival mode for an extended period of time. And I get that because life forced me to. However, then I realized that there is some underlying anxiety, some underlying stress that it doesn't matter where I am, what I do, it's always there. And then I had to look deeper and realize that I was still living in survival mode without even knowing it. So you can accept that survival mode is no longer needed, but still you're in it. You cannot get out of it. And I know that. I know that because your body and mind were trained to live in that state constantly. So, what you need to do next in order to come into a semblance of balance once again, because if you have your basic needs met, if you have an income, you have food, you have shelter, you have water, then you already have what survival mode makes you get. So if you already have these things, then survival mode is no longer needed. But you cannot just snap your fingers and get out of it. That's the thing. You actually need to learn again how to be more present and sit by yourself, sit and relax, because it's only then that your nervous system can stabilize again. Because if you're always living like that, at some point you will crash out. You have a burnout. Even worse than that, you can get into a psychosis. So there are all these things that potentially may happen if you don't learn to let go of that survival mode, because it's all about letting go. That's the thing, because you were so long in survival mode that when you try to let go and actually be here without trying to manage, control, and do all these things, it's like the mind is scared. Is scared because survival mode is now the baseline for the mind. So you have to retrain your mind that it's okay to let go. It's okay to relax and nothing bad will happen. As long as you have your basic needs met, you're good. You're good. You don't need more. You need to stabilize and return to balance. And in order to do that, you have to sometimes do things that feel counterintuitive. Like if you have an urge to get up and keep doing things, you need to slow down. It's not that you stop doing things, you can still do whatever you want to do, but there is no anxiety behind it. The rush is not there. The scarcity of losing something is not there, because you know that you're in a good spot. You have your basic needs met, you have an income, you have everything that you need to survive. So survival mode is no longer needed, but the mind is trained. That's the issue. So you need to consciously learn again to relax, to slow down. And that doesn't mean you don't do anything. You still do your things. But you also have downtime. You're not always going. You can slow down. And even if there are things that need to be done, you approach them, you do them, and without having to micromanage everything and be in that rushed state, because eventually you will crash out, you will burn out, and then you have no other choice than just to sit there. Because when it comes to that point where you burn out, yeah, you just have to sit there and allow the body and the mind to regenerate. But once they have regenerated enough, because you're still living in survival mode, you still have the tendency to get up and keep living the same way. So if survival mode is not needed in your life, and this you can see if you have all your needs met, basic needs met, then survival mode is no longer needed. Sure, if you want to achieve a lot, yeah, you may need to live in that survival mode. But if you prefer a more balanced, more peaceful life, then you need to let go of that survival mode. And it's a process. Don't expect a miracle to happen. There are some cases in which that could occur, a miracle, and you just let go fully. But from my experience, it's a process. You let go little by little, little by little, by seeing that you let go a little and nothing bad happens. And you let go a little more, and again, nothing bad happens. And you're training your body and mind that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to have downtime, to not do anything, just to be present and enjoy whatever you have in your life without the constant desire for more or the desire for controlling all the aspects of your life. And you see that the more you let go, the more peaceful you feel inside. And the more peaceful you feel inside, yes, then you're coming into a more balanced state, and then things are just genuinely better. It's not said that you never experience an anxiety or these things. They still come. You're human. At least you're in a human body right now. So this means that these emotions and states of being will happen from time to time, but they're not your dominant state of being now. Because your dominant state of being is just being without needing anything else. That that way of living, I'm telling you, is way better if you're someone who is just tired of life and tired of yourself and tired of everything. You need peace, you need balance. And to get that, you need to retrain your body and mind to let go. Let go and just be. There is nothing bad that will happen if you let go. Because you can still be in a fully surrendered state, yet do all your so-called duties. You can still go to work, you can still go to the grocery store, you can still engage with people as long as they're quality people, of course. Um, but you can still do these things. But what's different now, it's because you've trained your nervous system to let go and to just be. Now all these things are, first of all, more meaningful to you, not necessarily because of them, but because of the way you are while doing them, because of your state of being. Now, your entire life becomes a spiritual practice, not only 30 minutes meditation, but your entire life becomes a spiritual practice. And that's a very good thing, I can tell you that. So, but you cannot, that's the thing. The mind, when you hear what I'm sharing here, the mind will think, okay, now I will let go. Now I will surrender and I will let go of survival mode. But here is the thing, that's not how it happens, because you're trying to do it again to get it. You're trying to get surrender. You're trying to get peace. And that's not how these things work. It's more about stopping the effort of trying to get something. You don't need to get something. The peace, the balance, they're already within. You just have to get quiet and allow that transformational process of letting go of, and surrendering to occur, to take place naturally. And then this is, again, it's a process, it's a stage that you move through. So you don't get surrender and letting go by doing more effort, by trying to get it. You may be in that stage for a while. I know, I've been there for quite a while. I tried my best to let go and to surrender, and it led me eventually to a spot where I realized, wait, I'm still trying to get something. You see, I'm trying to let go, but I'm trying to do it in such a way as though I would have to get it. But no, you have to let it go. You have to embrace whatever your life is right now. So in whatever situation you are in your life, you have to fully embrace and accept that. And this is the hard part, because of desires, projections, and so on. So you think this is how your life should look like, but right now it's looking like that. So no, I will try to get it like this. But the more you try that, the more you lose your inner peace. It's not that you stop trying to improve certain aspects of your life. If life force is moving you to improve something, you flow with that. But there is no obsessive effort in it. It's more of a natural unfolding. And realize that you don't have to control your life. You don't have to micromanage your life. You don't have to live in that survival mode. You can allow life to meet you halfway, which means you do your part and you allow destiny or life or God or whatever you want to use as a word to describe the absolute, you allow that to do its part. So you do your part and you allow life to do its part. It's not that if life does not do its part, which you think is not doing its part because it's not meeting and fulfilling your desires and projections, so you think life is not doing its part, so you're trying to do more effort to do what life didn't do for you. But then you come to a point where you just exhaust yourself from that, because you're trying to force something to happen that is not meant to happen, probably. And the more you try to force that to happen, the more miserable you will be. So you need to truly surrender your entire life, which means I allow life to offer me whatever it has in store for me. I let go of my desires and projections to want to be to want life to be in a certain way. I understand that my limited mind does not know what's best for me, and there is a much greater intelligence at work all the time that knows better than me what's good for me. So once you come to a deeper understanding of that, which is essentially the truth, then letting go, surrendering, and coming out of the constant survival mode becomes the only natural thing for you to happen, because um, you've seen through everything else. That's the thing, you have to try everything else before you get to surrender and letting go. If you still think or believe on some level that you're still in control of the unfolding of your life, you still have moves to do, you still can plan something, execute it, get it, and so on. If you still have moves to do, then you're still not there. You need to exhaust that effort, and then it's a natural process of you trying, realizing it's not working out, then trying something else, not working out, and then you're like, I've tried everything, nothing seems to work. Like, the more I try, the more miserable I become. And then letting go and surrender starts happening for you, which again, it in itself is a process. It's not something, it happens once. For most people it doesn't happen like that. It's a natural process of you coming in a different state of being as your baseline. So that will happen as long as you're willing for that to happen. And if you're watching this video up until now, then yeah, that's totally for you. So don't force the process. Flow with the life force in whatever direction it moves you. If it moves you to make more effort, do more effort, because you need to exhaust that. Otherwise, you cannot come into a more balanced state. You have to exhaust this life force of that is moving you to do more effort, and then you come into a more peaceful and balanced state. And it's not that you become immune to negative emotions, so to say, or heavy things, internal experiences. You don't become immune. They still happen because you have emotional body and you have a mind. So, and you have a physical body, you may have some repressed emotions, some repressed energy that needs to come up. And this is where you may go through a very heavy internal experiences without no apparent reason. Like, you're just doing your life and out of nowhere some storm inside comes, like for no apparent reason, like nothing has happened. But this is just a purging process. This is suppressed emotion and energy that now needs to come to the surface, so you can feel it and you can embrace it, allow it to be, and then it dissolves automatically. And then peace is revealed, because peace is underneath all of these things. So you see, it's a natural process. You cannot force that process. Just be aware of when you're in survival mode and do your best to step back a little and allow life to meet you halfway. Trust in life. That's the thing. We don't trust life enough. We trust our own minds, which are so limited, but we don't trust the greater intelligence that created life and you and everything else. We don't give enough credit to that. We don't put our trust in that because of how we were conditioned. So that's okay. I know we were conditioned to believe in control. That's okay. But now life is inviting you to level up your level of awareness. It's inviting you to ascend to a higher state of consciousness, to live the way that you're meant to live, so to say. You cannot put these things into words. I'm trying though. So you see, I'm trying. I'm not really trying, but this is where effort happens without you having to force it. That's Wu Wei. I have a video about that, living in the Tao, the 3 stages of Wu Wei explained. So go check it out uh, if you're interested in that. So yeah, that's it for today. The video is getting now long. Yeah, leave me any comments, any questions you have, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.